segment, we want to bring attention to freedom fighters who have fought for liberation and who represent the essence of resilience behind the walls. For as long as conditions of oppression have existed, people have risen up against them in the community and in prisons. We would like to share the visions, struggles, and achievements of these inspirational people with you. In this episode, we highlight freedom fighters Assata Shakur and Emma Jones.
Emma Jones is considered locally as the mother of social justice in Connecticut. This title has been attributed to her because of the nearly 30 years of advocacy she has contributed across the state and the country. She has been addressing the realities of police brutality long before countless others were murdered by police, like Sean Bell, Breonna Taylor, Eric Garner, and George Floyd. This cause is close to her heart because on April 14, 1997, her son Malik Jones was murdered by a police officer. Fighting for justice for Malik turned into fighting for justice for everyone that has ever suffered at the hands of police violence. She is the founder of the Malik organization and has inspired countless other local organizations and movements across the state. By Emma Jones creating such a strong foundation for others to stand on locally, communities and generations have become empowered to address all social ills that plague our communities. Here are some powerful words from Emma Jones at an annual Unity Walk for survivors of police violence this summer.
1997, I want you to understand when Malik was murdered, there wasn't a single organization or activity any place in sight that was working on the issue of police brutality. So I started a movement that was entrenched in the struggle that Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, and all of the people who struggled ahead of me was entrenched in. Amen. We have a long 450 years of struggling for freedom, justice, and equality. And we barely have decent laws on the books that protect us. So you have a lot of work cut out for yourself. So don't be weary. As I speak to you today, I want to say to you that the last time I read, there was 87 million people who was without health care in this country. There's 27 million people who are unemployed in this country. The United States of America incarcerate people at a rate higher than any country in the world. Mm-hmm. And we sit quietly and we haven't said very much about any of it. For too long, we have watched the imprisonment of our husbands, our fathers, our sons, and our loved ones, and we stayed at home and cried. No one wanted to hear anything about the inmates or the incarcerated person. We have a poverty level that is millions of people are impoverished in this country. And yet we continue to spend our taxpayer dollars on incarcerating innocent people.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. So brothers, there's a lot of work to be done. It's what I'm saying. And that you don't have time
is the freedom fighter Assata